Hi guys, today we're going to look at Introduction to Fractions. So a lot of this you would have done in primary school, but we're just going to go over it again. So let's say we have this shape here, which is a circle, which is divided up into 4 parts. So to write the fractions, we're going to write it in a fraction form. So we're going to have a fraction line, we're going to have the part over the whole. So how many parts are coloured in over how many whole parts we have all together. So in this case, we got 3 coloured in, so we're going to have 3 on top, and there's 4 parts all together, so that's the whole. So we're going to have 3 over 4, or 3/4. So let's look at some more examples. So here we have the same shape, so we have 4 parts, but this time 1 is coloured in, so we're going to have 1 over 4 in total. Here we can see that there are 8 squares, and 5 are coloured in, so we're going to have 5 over 8, or 5/8. Here we still have 8 squares, but this time 7 are coloured in, so we're going to have 7/8, or 7 over 8. So that's just how we write the fractions. If we have improper fractions, so improper fraction is where the bigger number on top to the smaller number. So there's 4 parts, but we have 5 of those 4 parts. So what that means, if we draw it out, or we look at some shapes, is we have one whole here, so we have 4 parts that are coloured in. And then we also have an extra part. So we can see we have 5 parts that are coloured in, but the whole, to make one whole circle, there's only 4 parts there. So that's what that looks like. We can write this as 1, so we can see we've got 1 whole, and then we have 1 over 4. So that's another way we can write it there. So let's look at some examples. So 7 over 4, so we have 4 lots there, and then we have another 3, which makes 7. Which means we have 1 and 3 over 4. If we go the other way, here we have 1 and 1 over 2, or 1.5. So we have 1, and then we have 1 lot there, which has 1 more, which we can say is we have 3 parts in total, and there's 2 in 1 lot. So that's just looking at some improper fractions. So let's say looking at simplifying fractions. This can be a complicated thing to do. But if you're good with your times tables and you're dividing, then it becomes really simple. So you need to practice those. So the first thing we need to do is we need to find the highest common factor. Or to do that, we need to find what numbers can go into both 12 and 18. So which numbers can be divisible by 12 and 18. So what we can do is we can write them all out. So the first one, we know that I know that 12 and 18 can both be divided by 1. So 12 divided by 1 equals 12, 18 divided by 1 equals 18. I also know because they're even, so these ones here are even numbers, they can be divisible by 2. So 12 divided by 2 is 6, 18 divided by 2 is 9. I also know that 3 will go into 12 and 18, so 12 divided by 3 equals 4, 18 divided by 3 equals 6, and also 6 goes into 12 and 18, so 12 divided by 6 is 2, and 18 divided by 6 is 3. So these are all the factors. So 1, 2, 3, and 6, they're the factors that go into 12 and 18. So to find the highest common factor is the largest number. So this 6 is what we'll call the highest common factor. And you might see written HCF. And that's just the abbreviated form for highest common factor. So let's say if we're going to simplify now. So the first thing we need to do is find the highest common factor for 5 and 10. So what is the largest number that 5 and 10 can be divisible by? And I know that this is 5. So 5 goes into 5 and 5 goes into 10. So now we can start to simplify. So all we're doing is just dividing the top and the bottom by 5. So 5 divided by 5 over 10 divided by 5. So 5 divided by 5 is going to be 1, and 10 divided by 5 is 2. So we're going to have 1 over 2. So 5 over 10 is the same as 1 over 2, or a half. And we can see this in picture form. So if we have, we have 5 lots coloured in out of 10 lots. That's also going to look at the same as just 1/2. That's what it looks like in picture form. So let's look at some more examples. So we've got 21 over 48. So the highest common factor is 7. So 7 goes into 21 and 48. So we got 21 divided by 7 and 48 divided by 7. So the hardest thing about simplifying is just finding this highest common factor. And that really comes down to knowing your times tables and your division. So 21 divided by 7 is going to be 3. And 48 divided by 7 equals 7. So 21 over 48 is the same as, so we're not changing anything, this is just the same, we just simplified it down as 3 over 7. And that's it, guys. If you have any questions, come see me.